It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Woo! VSC.
Hey, good morning. Can find the ends to my.
Oh, I'm just doing this.
Yeah. I know.
Ooh, good morning. I didn't check the levels or that, but I plugged it in. It's hiding. It's right here. So hopefully you can hear us again.
Barely visible behind the great big pile of new yarn we have.
Yay! So, and we're gonna review some old yarn with this too. Oh, wispies out of my face. Okay. So we got yummy yarn yesterday. Some of you
boxes and boxes of it.
Some of you at Knit Night heard about it. So hi, welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC today, not the Adventures of Bliss.
She's on top of things. I like it. Yeah, it is. I'm coughing off screen, off stage. It is Wednesday, so it is VSC day, virtual shopping channel. It's time to show you some goodies.
But first, who are we?
Oh, yeah. Hi. I'm Rebecca. I am the owner at Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Brevard, North Carolina, sporting my blue shirt today.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion at Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Brevard, North Carolina.
Yeah, we stumble across that now because we say it so many times a week. Yeah. And we are broadcasting from inside our lovely shop. If you're interested in what the shop looked like before the world fell apart, you should check out one of our early
2 or 3.
Yeah, it's like within the first 4 or 5 episodes. Yeah. Early on, if you scroll back through YouTube, you will see
our shop tour.
You will see our shop tour. And that's back when the shop was clean. We're working on trying to clean it back up again for in-person appointment shopping, which we hope to start July 15th. 1 person a day, 2 days a week. We're probably going to have a whole lot of ground. Like this table, maybe where you sit, we haven't figured that out yet. It will not look like this. It will be sparse, and we will bring yarn to you.
Still crunching details.
Yeah, but we know what people want to do, and I would want to do this too, is, oh my gosh, I missed the yarn shop. I want to go in and touch all the yarn and feel all the yarn and yay, get my yarn fix. And we may not be able to let you do that. I hate to be a downer on our YouTube channel, but we may be able to bring you a few things you can touch and feel because you know you want to buy it, or you're pretty sure, or you're deciding between a few items. And then if you don't get that because something else is wonderful and yummy, that yarn will go in quarantine for a few days.
I have a quarantine box.
She made a box. It's really cute.
It has a yarn skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah. So, and all of that is to keep you and us safe. And the other customers who will come in a couple days later to keep everybody safe. So I'm saying it now. I'm putting it in my newsletter. We will reiterate it again. Everything's in flux anyway, but we're hoping for those of you who don't get the newsletter, you'll hear it. Be ready for it. We want to make shopping as easy as possible, but this is not last year. It's actually halfway through this year. How weird is that?
I know. That
was like, no, it's still March.
Somebody on Facebook the other day started posting their how many weeks until Christmas.
No. I mean, what that does mean is start your knitting for Christmas now and crocheting for Christmas now. Yeah. But don't tell me about how much time it is. No. Just get it done and let us think it's still March.
Because it still feels like March.
Yeah. I got my niece's sweater in the mail this morning, so I can't show it off anymore. It may or may not get there before her birthday Sunday because it's a holiday on Saturday. But I did what I could. Yay. Okay. Sorry if that was loud. I have no idea what's happening anymore. Let's talk about new yummy yarn. Yay.
Big pile, lots of boxes.
Yes. Where do you want to start, Liz?
Well, I figured, let's go ahead and start with a recap of Friday Harbor real quick. Ooh. Because we did get 2 new colors. Mm-hmm. And we got refills of these 3.
Oh my gosh, we've been so low on this one.
It's the light teal. And then the burgundy is just, I keep looking at it going, dark teal, burgundy, and cream.
Did we ever show off the dark teal that came in?
I don't know if we did.
Ooh.
And
We've
I'm
been out of
sorry,
that
I
one
forgot.
too.
We have.
No, it's okay because we got like 2 orders in as many weeks.
Oh yeah.
Because awesome. You guys remember? Let me go grab it. Bam.
Anyway, Rebecca did her chain shawl cowl or not cowl chain thing out of the Friday Harbor. It is so yummy. So this is the dark teal. This is the light teal. In fact, I have a bunch of the early batches of this with the cream because I'm making a shawl that's probably going to get ripped out and made into a papillon. Shocked face. I know. I'm going to tell them about the stats, but I also want to show them the 2 new colors we got.
Okay.
We got a darker green. We have a very bright green, but we have a dark green now. I want to say this. Anyway, and then we got a chili pepper red. And the stats on it are, it is 80% merino wool and 20% silk. You get 219 yards for 100 grams. So it's very middle of the road worsted weight. They're recommending a US 7 for needle size. Or a 4.5 millimeter. They don't put crochet. So start with a 4.5 millimeter hook and kind of play from there.
This is
the purple,
the Anissa purple shawl. I don't think I showed this off last time. I haven't even blocked this. And the stitch definition is lovely. And the cable pops. If I blocked it, the cable might lie a little flatter. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Before we forget again, we are selling this for $15.25 skein twist thing.
Grab. Do you remember this, guys? We showed this off many times. This is also Friday Harbor, wonderful colors. Charcoal, it might look white and black. It is off black, I like to call it. Charcoal, really dark gray. And a cream.
Can you imagine this in black?
Oh, well, she likes that. I think it's going to be dark and broody, but she likes dark and broody.
Dark and broody would be fantastic.
Maybe these 2 colors would be a wonderful chain.
Or a silver.
I would love to get some combos of this up on the website. I keep talking about making some kits. I recommend 2 skeins of each color to give you flexibility. I used, I yarn chickened and used 2 skeins of the charcoal and 1 skein of the ecru, and I almost ran out of yarn. And if you knit looser than I do, you will run out of yarn. But the bottom of this is supposed to have an ecru border on it, and I didn't do that. I made it the charcoal instead. If you get 2 skeins of each color, you have flexibility. Yeah. You'll probably have leftovers, but you'll have flexibility. Anyway, so yay, pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm feeling a sense of urgency because we have so many yarns to talk about, and I have lesson help coming. Have we already? I have lesson help coming in like 15 minutes, probably. Yeah. And I thought the Bracken Mountain Coffee Club was leaving, and they're getting bigger. So I have to figure out where I'm putting my lesson. Okay, moving on.
Cumulus. We mentioned it either in a VSC or
VSC 2. I think I looked it up.
We got a new Dappled.
Cumulus is this wonderful, soft, one of the softest cottons we have in the shop. It is a replacement for Sublime Evie, which was discontinued. It's basically almost as soft as the Wool Addicts Happiness, which is also cotton.
It is so gorgeous. 94% cotton, 6% nylon. 251 yards for 100 grams. Worsted hand wash. Blah blah blah. US 7 to a 9 for needles, and for crochet hooks, they're calling for an I to a K.
It is so soft and fluffy. I think it's machine washable, but I would be very careful with it. They're
recommending hand wash, but you could.
And a delicate in a garment bag, maybe, for baby stuff. It just, it's cotton, but it's fluffy cotton.
Dappled we have is going for $24.95.
I think the Dappled and the Rainbow are all the same price. We have solids, and they may be a little less expensive because they're solids.
Rainbows.
The rainbow ones, they're not all rainbow colors specifically, but it's the idea. This is the one we had before that there's like a little bit,
it's the same.
There's a little bit of magenta in the center of this one. It's
same
the
stats.
idea. Yeah, it's the idea that they change colors gradually. That is why they're called Cumulus Rainbow. This is the one we have in the shop. We have about 5 skeins left. One of our knitters, shout out to Amanda, made a papillon with this. It's gorgeous and huge and beautiful. But we had this color we already had is Aurora Borealis, and it is a muted rainbow with that fuchsia pink in it.
This is Glacier Bay. It is a gorgeous.
It's
neutrals
basically.
It's charcoal and gray. There's browns and taupes and some
it
silver.
Almost feels like blue, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, like they're
It
neutral.
It is really pretty. We have this one is Lotus Flower. It's almost like a pastel rainbow.
Kind of pastels, muted pastels.
Muted, yeah.
And then this one is Pacific Sky, and it is gorgeous blues. From gray blues to navy to a nice tealy blue in the middle. So those are fantastic. I'll be getting those up later on our site. I might have already put this one up, but I might not have activated it. So I'll add to it. So more yummy cottons. Worsted weight is really great because it's cotton, so it'll breathe, but it's also a mid-range thickness, so it could be warm too. Baby blankets, shawls. We actually have a shawl pattern. It's over there somewhere. That calls for 2 rainbows and 2 solids, and it kind of variegates. Ooh. We have a sample. Okay, here's the disclaimer.
We don't have the colors of the sample.
The sample is knit in whatever colors they decided to knit to give to us. But it shows you what will happen. It's up on the front window.
So much yummy good yarn, and we haven't even gotten to the other stuff.
We haven't gotten to the best, what we like to call the best stuff. So this is the shawl pattern. Humongous shawl, right?
They used like peach and a rainbow.
Yeah, a peach or an orangey. It's a color we don't, again, the orange we don't have. The rainbow there are 2 different solid rainbow colors.
We have the Julie tone rainbow.
We have the Julie toned instead of the more rainbow toned. So, but you can see how it will fade. Solid color and a rainbow color. You pick your colors. These are not the ones we have, but we can. This is what humongous, wonderful. I can imagine wearing that to the beach for when the wind picks up.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Summer evening, sitting outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, yarn one. I talked about that yesterday. What
else did we get, Rebecca?
We got yummy squishy Fyberspates. It got held up over in London. I was like, this should have been here last week.
We got new colors.
So let me talk about Fyberspates for a minute. Fyberspates is our wonderful hand-dyed tonals that we carry in both what's called 4-ply, Vivacious 4-ply, which is fingering weight, and Vivacious DK, which is kind of a heavy DK. So it is like a light worsted heavy DK, medium weight yarn. And the base is pretty much the same base as Madeline Tosh, if anyone likes Madeline Tosh yarns. But Madeline Tosh is more known for their specklies and other things, and these are definitely tonals. Someone came by yesterday to match their Madeline Tosh DK with something from the shop, and really the spin, everything was very similar. So we've always carried this in the shop. We are expanding our color palette. Some of what we wanted to get was back ordered, so but we still have so much right now. It's great. Let me actually start with, we used a lot of Fyberspates in our kits. If you saw our kits that we were making for custom,
Yeah, it
right?
Stats.
Sure. Why don't I want to show 4-ply off? So yeah, one of those is 4-ply.
This one's 4-ply.
So I have a whole pile of the colors, most of our old colors, except for the ones we're out of, which are some are back. But you can just see the tonal colorways in here. Like we've got some lighter ones. Liz will talk and I'll show some stuff off.
4-ply is 399 yards for 100 grams. It is 100% superwash merino. They are recommending a gauge of 26 to 30 stitches for a 10 centimeter 4-inch square, depending on needle size. So they're not telling you you have to use or you should use, just this is the recommended gauge. It is machine washable, even a warmer wash. Yeah, it recommends alternating skeins if you're doing a big thing because they are all hand dyed, gorgeous.
Skein to skein, they will be different. Skein to skein, they will look different because they are hand done, even the same dye lot. So the heavy and light, some people will look at them and go, okay, that's variegated. No, it's really tonal. It's just
really tonal.
There's a wide range of the tonality. So those were a lot
price
of.
Are we selling?
I think it's was March. $28.95.
I had to put a sticker on.
She's got a new color. So okay, let's slow down a little second. Those were most. We still have some that we haven't gotten back in because they are out of stock. They are beautiful. A lot of those you can get in DK. We may not be able to show all of the DK off today. So I wanted to at least pass some of these colors by you. One color we did get back in that is so popular is the Pebble Beach, which is grays, but also a little bit of blues and browns. But then we got a new color, which Liz was showing off. Oh my gosh, we haven't had a yellow yet. And this is that golden deep yellow that is so popular right now.
We got it in the DK.
Oh,
as well as that's the fingering.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Yep.
These are ones where okay, we've had the discussion before of different weights will take colors in different ways. That's an example of a yarn of a dye that takes pretty similarly
and
to both.
For the most part, Fyberspates, their bases are pretty similar for the DK and the fingering.
The ratio of color may be a little different, but you have a pretty good guide of what it's going to look like if you see one or the other. Okay.
Yep.
So
we got the burnished in the DK as well, and then we got denim.
I want to get denim in the 4-ply for you shawl makers, and sock makers and stuff, but they're not in stock right now. But look at those colors together. That's pretty much like what one of our knitters got yesterday. So exciting.
So for the DK stats, once again, 100% superwash merino wool. They're recommending a needle size 6. Oh, it does say a 1.5 to a 4.
It's really small labels.
Yeah.
The really small type.
You get 251 yards per 115 grams. Well, okay. Yeah, I should read labels more often. I keep 100. Anyway, it's 115 grams for 251 yards. Machine washable on wool cycle. Every skein is unique. Please alternate.
Yep, because like here,
plum imps
and 4-ply and DK. And here's another skein of DK. This is where you'll see some variance in color. Deep aqua, we've been out of for so long in the DK. Now it's back in. It looks cooler on screen right now than it is. It's a more vibrant, warmer, turquoisey aqua, whatever you want to call it. Still can't get it back in 4-ply. This is this tweed imps?
Nope, that's the
verdigris. We have so many lovely colors here. We already have this in the DK. I've had people make sweaters out of it. Oh my gosh, it's so luscious. Like you can see some of the colors in front of us.
That's the tweed imps.
Tweed imps. Oh, it's luscious. It's like a deep purpley rainbow kind of. And
the camera just does not capture.
Does not. I'll do my best to get real color up on the website, but it's really hard to do that. This yarn is fantastic for multiple reasons. Heavy DK means it'll work for DK patterns. It might work really well for worsted weight patterns. I've shown this off before, but this is the Walk in the Woods shawl. It is a wonderful, wonderful worsted weight pattern.
3 skein project.
I did it with 2 skeins of the purple gray, which is the main color down here. This is one color. It just shows how it's tonal. Yes. And then 1 skein of the blue, working with the purple pink. This was written for worsted weight. I did it with the DK, and it's luscious.
I use it a lot of time for like if I need a tonal to go with my variegated, or I just want it sings.
These are the 2 colors. When I made my worsted weight shawl, I'm holding up the 4-ply right now because that's what I had access to. We may or may not have it in the DK. So if you want to make this, let us know. Maybe we could put some kits together online if we have time and energy, because that's the hard part right now. But mosaic right here, working with one color, slipping the other color, as long as you follow the chart, it's really not as hard as it looks, which is fantastic. We've had knitters of a lot of different knitting levels make this. We did a class on it. We could always do that, but it's finding time in the schedule to do yarn fuzz, a one-on-one appointment, or sorry, my 10 o'clock appointment just showed up. A couple minutes early, but we're wrapping up here. She's awesome. So we could do virtual appointments for this if you wanted some lessons to get you started on this, or we'd have to look at when I'm free in my schedule, right? 2 other things I wanted to show that I have made with the Fyberspates. This was a wonderful scarf that I did what's called marling, where I'm holding two strands of green, a strand of green and blue, 2 strands of blue, a strand of pink and blue. I changed the color as I went. So this was a DK weight scarf. My brain's going. That I did with 2 strands. You can see all these strands.
The fingering. 2
strands of fingering held together. And then I actually did, this is the mixed magenta. I did this hat with, it was supposed to be a chunky, so I held 2 strands of the Vivacious DK together. It came out a little on the thick side, but I love it. Look at those cables. I love cables. Fantastic.
It's a very warm,
yes,
awesome hat.
Oh my gosh, I love this color. I'm so happy with this color. And because I'm rubbing it on my face, you can't buy this for a couple of days because it's got to go in quarantine. But I'm going to hold this because this might be my screenshot today. Although this is a lot like my screenshot from yesterday because I was holding another yarn and nuzzling it, but it was a yarn I was actually knitting. So, but that color is just so pretty. So maybe we have to have one that's like the other. We'll see. I gotta go do my lesson. So we're gonna wrap this up today. We did not do a notion today. You may or may not have noticed, but now we're drawing your attention to it. Because there was just so much yummy yarn. I have some fun accessories that are just good complements to any knitter's notion bag.
Next week, it'll probably be more notions than yarn.
Yeah,
so.
because we have fun things coming in from Bryson. Probably. Anyway. We love you and we miss you. And
stay tuned tomorrow for Adventures of Liz and Rebecca. These Sun Dragons.
Yes, a straight up sideshow tomorrow. And we'll see how much of my dragon I get done. I started my yellow dragon. The bottom of his tail is done. Because that happened right after midnight. It's going to be, we may not have the dark dragon anymore because it's going to my niece, but we'll have a yellow one because that's our shop colors.
It'll be fun.
Okay. Hopefully I'll get a newsletter out tonight after I get these products up on the website. Full day. Stay tuned. We love you. We miss you. Subscribe and like, and I gotta stop the recording right now. And yeah, keep waving, Liz. Keep waving. Keep waving. Bye.